as fun as the holidays can be, you're certainly not alone if you struggle this time of year. Could be family issues, feeling isolated, or even anxiety over politics following the U.S. election, or so many things going on around the world that are quite upsetting. So we want to take a closer look at how to avoid any drama at the dinner table and protect your mental health over the holiday period, which stretches from now to New Year's for so many people. It is time for the exchange. Joining me now is psychiatrist Dr. Arash Javanbakht. He is director of the Stress, Trauma, and Anxiety Research Clinic at Wayne State University School of Medicine. He's also the author of Afraid: Understanding the Purpose of Fear and Harnessing the Power of Anxiety. And he joins us now from Detroit. It is very good to see you, and happy Thanksgiving to you. I certainly appreciate you spending some time with us. You know, we've heard it from so many people, not just Thanksgiving, but other holidays here in the United States, from other people around the world as they enter this holiday time, that it can be fractious, and there have been a lot of things to be upset about, both in our personal lives and externally. So how do you propose that people take holidays upcoming as a moment of respite?
Thanks for having me, Paula. I think especially when it comes to the politics, because this is something people will talk at these gatherings and meetings. I love what Bobby said, don't bring to the party what's only you like and others don't like. So us have our opinions and ideas and things. There are things that are exciting to me. Not necessarily everyone else has to like them, right? And I think one challenge we are having these days is that my opinions, whether political or other sensitive opinions, have become my identity. So you and I can have different opinions on something and still like each other. Like, you're a good person. I believe this opinion that you have is bad. But now our opinions have become our identity. So now when people have different, specifically political opinions, they see each other as bad and different. And we've got to the point that half of Americans believe the other half are stupid or they are evil, which is wrong. And I think we have also been showered with fear. More than being excited about what is going on, we are more afraid of what the other side is going to do. And that has separated us. And one other thing that has separated us a lot is that we are in very different informational bubbles, especially thanks to social media. When social media algorithms take me to my own digital tribe and the other person is in their own digital tribe on Twitter and other social media spheres, we are being fed different information, which leads to very different worldviews. So all of that has led to us getting angry, getting afraid, getting on edge, and starting to hate the other people and cutting people out of our lives. We don't want that, because this will only get worse. What we want is to be a little bit more humble, first thing, and accept that I'm not the only one who knows everything. When I go to the Thanksgiving dinner, don't think that I know everything and my side is all the truth and the other side is all the evil, and try to educate and teach others.
And
we need to have yeah, go ahead.
You advocate what you're saying is a balanced approach to this, to really try and see the other side of things. I wonder, though, if maybe seeing no sides to this might be more appropriate, right? As you said, to really have that humility and appeal to the humanity of someone who's sitting next to you at the holiday table.
Absolutely, and that is part of the balanced approach, meaning that I and the person sitting next to me have huge different aspects to our being. A tiny piece of it is our political opinion or other opinions. Myself and my neighbor, who could come from different political parties' opinions, can talk about the coyote in the neighborhood, about our gardens, about the dogs, about art, about science, about sports. There are so many things. So when the fear declines, and we understand that, okay, this is a tiny part, we don't have to fight over it. If you and I are from different football teams, fans of different football teams, we don't have to necessarily talk about football. There are so many other things we can talk about. And part of it is also being humble. So the balanced approach and understanding of myself and the other person, that's a tiny piece of their opinion. It's not their identity. So now we can talk about a lot of things and enjoy a lot of things. Bring a food that everybody can enjoy. That's going to be productive, and when we are less scared of each other, less angry at each other, we can even listen better to each other about other topics.
Yeah, and I think that already sounds like a much better holiday already. I do want to ask you, and I think so many people around the world feel this profoundly right now. There have been other scary times in different epochs and different generations, and yet now with so much distress and trauma around the world, how to still preserve that sense of joy and celebration when you know so many others do not have that luxury?
Yes. So first of all, we don't want people to be ignorant. We want people to know, but know enough. Scrolling more and looking at that video and that image that bothers me more and more, 5 more times, is not going to help me. It's not going to help the other person. Have a pragmatic approach. I know a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are suffering that I can even relate to for different reasons. And the question is, what am I going to do with this feeling and emotions which are stirred in me, the anger, the frustration, the fear? Am I going to sit here and stew over them and let them eat me up, and now there are two people suffering? Or am I going to do something about it? So number one is that one person enjoying is better than two people suffering. So that's the realistic part of it. But the other part is that now that I have the resources, I can be joyful. I can give joy to those around me and my family and my kids. Then I do this, but those stirred up emotions, I turn them into action. Let's say I can see how I can help those people that I'm worried about. How can I help someone else? Basically, what's the practical? Because these emotions have energy. Energy, if it's left to itself, will ruin me from inside, or I can turn it into something productive. Then I'm happy, then I'm pleased that I'm doing something for this world to make it better, rather than just being grumpy.
Doctor, this has already been so helpful. I'm sure many people will take this advice to heart as the holiday season begins. I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.